and welcome to Talk Shit. Well, tonight I got a pretty interesting episode. Excuse me, I'm going back and forth from monitor to monitor here, so just bear with me. But tonight on the show I want to discuss something, and it's something that's going on here in Hernando County once again. And it looks like what we got is this deputy that was arrested last month on DUI charges. According to the state's attorney, and lack of evidence. Let me see. He was doing 85 miles an hour in a 55. He couldn't stand there. His eyes were all bloodshot. So what happened? The state trooper just changed his mind? I don't understand this. It just goes to show how, once again, favoritism, possibly corruptness again. I don't know how to put it. I really don't know how to put it, and it's up to us, the citizens of this county, excuse me, to stand up for what we believe in and fight for it. And there's only one way we're all going to be able to do that, and that is to start a petition, get it to our government, to have them come in and investigate this county, the law enforcement, the county itself, the jail. Let's see, what else does the Hernando County Police run? Animal control. I mean, let's name it. Don't even get me started. All right, so we got Real News Real Fast went down today. They're having a little technical difficulties like we had the other day, and I do apologize for that, folks. But as you can see, we are up and running again, and I hope everybody can hear us okay. This is a pre-taped episode. It will air 8:30 tonight, and it right now is about 7:30. So I wanted to get it done and get it out to you. So moving on, we're going to get right to a major screw up here. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this one goes all the way up to the county legislators. This is the RV show. Moved to Sarasota, maybe temporary, and it's going to be up to them to get this back, because simply, let's face it, anybody who owns a business here in Hernando County, or anybody who owns a business for that matter, whether it's here in Florida, New York, California, Arizona, Kalamazoo, Michigan, it doesn't matter. You know when those RVers come through, the amount of revenue that it brings to your place of business. Now, I used to work for a company that sold truck and industrial parts. And let me tell you something. We were quite busy when that came into town. So I really, again, citizens of Hernando County, get with your congressmen, get with your leaders, and, urge them to do whatever it takes to keep that RV show here, because it's just going to bring revenue dollars to this county. Now, I know a lot of you say, well, it's only temporary, but I'm sure they're shopping around. I'll be willing to bet they're looking to see what kind of deal Sarasota is going to give them, and if Sarasota can give them a better deal, well, then of course they're going to go with the better deal. Now, we got this FDLE thing going on with this tampering of evidence. Thought that was quite interesting. Looks like somebody way high up in the chain there is tampering with evidence, and apparently he switched some pharmaceutical pills with some aspirin. And that just goes to show you how no longer can we go to Tallahassee and look for any answers, because I don't think there's any answers there. It's going to have to come from the capital, and I'll be honest with you, I don't even think they're capable. Let's face it, look at the way the country's going. Look at the way things are being run. We got videos of snow that, I don't know if anybody has watched it, if any of you have seen them. We got videos out there on YouTube of snow that when you take a lighter to it, and I don't have a lighter here on my desk. But when you take, and obviously we don't have no snow, but you take a lighter to it, take a chunk of snow, take a lighter to it, hold it. Now, I mean, in my mind, what happens is it melts, and your hand gets wet, it puts the lighter out. Well, according to a lot of these videos, it's not melting. It's melting in a different kind of way, but it's turning black with soot. And when I say black with soot, I mean black soot, like burnt plastic black soot. And I've watched a number of these videos out there, and they've all said the same thing, and it's just it just goes to show you. And I've learned this recently, and I was in very much denial about it for a while. That is the chemtrails. I'm sure everybody's heard of it. If not, you should really look it up. Why in the world are they spraying? If you Google that, it'll bring you to quite a bunch of interesting websites and give you a lot of insight. What it is, and I'm not exactly sure on what it is a chemical substance that they are putting in the atmosphere that obviously has plastic in it. Because when you melt the snow and you smell it, it smells like burnt plastic. Yep, that's what I said. It smells like burnt plastic. So I urge everybody to try it. Take some video of it. I asked somebody today to do so. I was hoping to put it on the show. But yeah, I urge everybody to try it and send in some videos to our YouTube page and to our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/TalkShitTV Show. It's where we put a lot of notices and keep everybody informed of what's going on with shows, just like when the stream went down. So let's go ahead and talk about that, because this is kind of one of those technical difficulties that I guess I created and didn't figure out. I lost my audio at first, and it was simply due to user error. In putting it in easy terms, I pushed the wrong button. Now, if you've seen this mixer over here, and again, if you go to Talk Shit, there our Facebook page, there are some backstage footage, and gives you an idea what we're working with here. I am no sound engineer, as you can tell by the sound of this. I'm still waiting for my sound engineer to come down from up north and fix things for me, but he had a tree fall on his house. It was quite interesting. Yeah, he was vacuuming, and lives in a community where these trees are just giant oak trees. They're humongous. And one came crashing on through. And now, he was vacuuming, and his wife heard it, and he didn't hear it, or he heard it, decided not to pay attention to it. And he looked at it, and then he went back to vacuuming. Me? I would have freaked out. Oh my God, there's a tree through the house. Oh my God. I don't know. Well, anyway, so once he gets his house put together, we will get some issues. So back to the whole streaming thing here. So me, with all my wisdom, I decide I'm going to tear everything apart and rewire it and make it better. Get it to work so I can bring you the show again. Well, that didn't work on Monday. I worked on it. It didn't work for Tuesday. So here we are. I hope it sounds good. I hope it's working. And it was just a matter of me changing the decibels on the input on one of my leads. And then once I changed the decibels on that, it would automatically change the decibels on the output. So by failing to do so, I lost everything. No sound, no video, no nothing. So when I came over to my other software, which is over here, you can't see, it's just off computer, or just off camera, my broadcast system, I had nothing. No, it was coming into to my mixing board right here in front of me, but it wasn't going out to you. So I was forced to cancel the show. And I apologize for that. But, so moving on, I was also reading some interesting things about the Obama speech, and I didn't really watch it, and I should have, because apparently he said he was going to address medical cannabis, and he didn't. And there was a big stink about it. And that just goes to show you how there is corruption all the way to the top. Now, here he is invoking executive orders on all sorts of other things that are, well, let's just say, costing the American people money. But one that is actually, saving human lives, first and foremost. And that, I mean, I can't say enough about it. I have no material up in front of me. I'm going to go on what I know about this subject, what I've experienced, and I got to tell you, as a kid, even taking Benadryl, my body, I can't do it. Benadryl will knock me out for 6-10 hours, easy. I just don't have any tolerance for it. I mean, I've had the doctors prescribe me things that, oh my God, I just would never think of taking. And I've always taken things once to see how it felt and see what it did to me to make sure that my body can handle it. And some of these narcotics that are out there that I've been prescribed, I got to tell you, I mean, they make you so sick. The things they do to you in order to get the pain to go away. Never mind taking them to get high, or I don't know. I just, that whole pill addiction thing, I don't get it. One thing I want to say is I do believe there are a lot of irresponsible doctors out there, and that is why we have this epidemic. I have a doctor that I go to, and I got to tell you, in order for him to write you a narcotics prescription, you have to have blood gushing out of your leg with a bone sticking out, because this man is just one of those responsible doctors that just doesn't frivolously write prescriptions. So I gotta say that, part of the blame of the epidemic falls to the doctor's responsibilities. Now, firsthand, I know, and I don't know doctors' names. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but I remember back when I was driving a medical limo. We used to pick up patients that couldn't drive back and forth to their appointments. This guy was prescribed, what are they called? I don't know what they're called. But anyway, he got a bottle, okay, this big, by the thousands, master bottles, for the month. Now, I mean, is that necessary? This guy was so addicted to these pills that, I mean, just sitting there on the ride from his house in Spring Hill, where I pick him up, down to Clearwater, or whatever the hell I used to take him to his doctor's appointment, he must have consumed probably 10, 15 pills and passed out 4 or 5 times in the back of my limo. How anybody can go through life like that, I don't know. And how a doctor can prescribe that much. I mean, don't you morally say to yourself, once you get to a point, oh my God, okay, here you go, 1,100 for 30 days, 1,200 for 30 days. I mean, come on. I lost a friend of mine a couple of years back, very, very dear friend of mine, to a drug overdose. And unfortunately, pills were not the only thing involved, but the point that I bring him up was it was another scenario, same thing. The doctor used to just give him a script for master bottles. He would have 1,000 to 1,200 Percocets, I guess they were, a month. That's just insane. I would watch this man eat 50 to 20 or 15 to 20 of them a day and operate a truck. So, I mean, ultimately, the responsibility goes back to the doctors and how they write these pills. And the reason that I believe, and I have no proof, the show's called Talk Shit, and that's what I'm doing. I believe that, of course, the system, kickbacks. You got them big pharmaceutical companies that are out there saying, hey, listen, I'll give you X amount of kickbacks if you write X amount of scripts and yada, yada, yada. And it goes all the way up to the top. Pharmaceutical companies go to the government and say, listen, we'll pay you this amount of money for this guy's campaign if we can get this drug approved and so on and so forth. And again, these are all my opinions. They're all based on my opinion, which opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. That's why the show is called Talk Shit. So, anyway, moving on. Legalization of cannabis, medical cannabis. There's so many of us people out there that fight for our rights. And then there's so many people out there that talk a good fight. I'm one of those that you will see a lot of. You'll definitely be hearing a lot from me. I do hope that we get a lot more followers. I have some big names, some big contacts that I can't reveal yet. Once I can, we're going to try and get them on the show, and maybe not directly here in the studio, but via webcam, and we'll see what we can do about getting some of their opinions, getting some insight, and I guess there's a little something about me I should tell people. I am an ordained minister. I do not really practice a mainstream religion other than the religion of cannabis. I do believe that is, our holy sacrament, and that we deserve it, and under our religious right and our religious beliefs, it cannot be taken away from us. So moving on, weather here in Kennedy Studios today is 69 degrees. It's been quite rainy on and off. We got about 0.2 of an inch here at Kennedy Studios, which actually total month, what looks like 7 inches. Now I don't know how accurate this thing is, but it should be quite accurate. The other system is not up, so that's going to take a few minutes. Bear with me here. And this one is just as accurate as the one that's next to me here, if not more. And they're both reading about the same. 69 degrees, 98% humidity, and we got plenty of rain. Barometric pressure is at 29.86. Now, I don't know if that means anything to anybody else, but if you've ever followed the weather, right now it's steady at 29.86, which means right this second there's no rain. Now, another storm front system could move through. That barometric pressure will change, and it'll show. You can Google stuff like that. That's how I learned stuff like that. Just one of my interests. Always had an interest in the weather and the temperatures and what it is. We got about 11 minutes to go on the show. I want to talk a little about Facebook and some of the interesting posts that I see. I got a friend of mine up in Pennsylvania who is a longtime friend of mine. I've known this gentleman. Wow, I've been here down in Florida, Spring Hill, since 1989. I probably met him 90, 91 somewhere, probably about 90. And we were very good friends, palled around quite a bit, caused some trouble here and some trouble there. But some interesting pictures, I got to say. Right now I see a picture of a BMW completely engulfed in ice. So to you northerners up there, and could be the Northwest, Northeast, I feel for you. I just came back 3 years ago. We spent some time up there, and like I said, I've been in Florida since 1989. And let me tell you something, I froze my ass off. I'll say it again. I froze my ass off. It was cold. The snow came down like a son of a bitch. And I don't know about any of you, but I shoveled once and then discovered the power of rock salt. Now, if you ever read the package, this is going to be quite comical because I break my buddy's balls about it all the time. He's got a paver driveway, and apparently you can't use it on paver driveways because it screws it up. I didn't know that. I don't think you're supposed to use it on blacktop either, but I did. I shoveled once, and it came down like you would not believe. I mean, there must have been 4 foot of snow in my driveway. And by the time I was done, I turned around and looked, and I had to shovel my way back to the front door. Now, for those of you that have done it before, you know how much it sucked. But for those of you down here in Florida, you have no idea how much it sucked. That's why we New Yorkers have moved here to this town. So I decided that I'm going to put rock salt down. I think it says, like, on the package, you know, you're only supposed to use this much rock salt to a space this big, you know what I mean? Well, I used this much rock salt to a space this big. When you were supposed to put down, like, 1 cup in my driveway, or whatever the ratio was, I like, multiplied it by, like, 15 times. Now, point of the story is there was this one storm coming in, and it was supposed to be pretty bad, and it was. It was. We got dumped on. We got hit pretty hard. It was one of the first times my kids seen a really good snowstorm. But I guarantee if you were to take satellite images of Long Island right at that time and take a picture of my house, before anybody else plowed or snowed or anything like that, when the sun just broke, I had the clearest driveway on Long Island. I put down probably 3 bags on my driveway, and no matter how much the plows come by, blew snow up there, I was just tossing a little bit of slush out of my way, and I was good to go. See you later, guy. That was quite interesting. My buddy John, he used to call me up and say, "Hey, I'll help you shovel your driveway if you help me shovel mine." And I used to laugh and be like, "Shit, buddy, I salted last night. I'm done." But, all right, so back to Facebook. I get off track, and it happens. I want to talk about people taking snapshots and, like, announcing what they do all day, every day, and all of that. I thought Twitter and all of that other stuff was for that. I don't know. I used to do a lot of ranting and raving on Facebook, and for those of you who were my friends back then, you know, man, I used to talk some shit. And if I can only put it in words, oh my God, it would have been some really great material. But I don't know. I just don't see the point of posting every minute of my day. You know, highlights. Yeah, sure. You know, you go out, you have a good time with your friends. You got pictures. You share it with everybody and each other. I mean, some people even go to the point of posting things for the reason of gloating. And speaking of gloating, there's a few people that I know that's all they do is, you know, oh, look at this and look at what I got here, look what I got there. And all I really got to say to that is I really don't care because everything I've got is bought and paid for. I own it. I don't have credit cards charged to the max. I don't have a ton of bills. So, I mean, I live my life free. You know, there's some who might say I live reckless. Well, I say I live my life happy and free of stress. I don't worry about what tomorrow brings. I know as long as I wake up in the morning and I can take that deep breath in, nothing else matters. But we got about 5 minutes. I'd like to just make a quick little announcement about Kennedy Studios here. We have an aerial photography program. We do videography and photography from a drone capable of 0 to, 1,000 foot, although, recommended 400 foot max just for optimum and FAA accordances. So, we have a lot of things we can do here in the studio. We have 3D graphics that we can do. We can do full motion cap with which means you want to put yourself into a commercial with your little cartoon character. Here at Kennedy Studios, we can do that. We have the technology, we have the imagination. We also have our newsroom where, with the studio and what our capabilities are here at the studio, is the newsroom. So for those local news outlets that want to get some daily reports out, so let us know. We can do it. We got a few other shows we're going to work on. Got one particular coming out here soon that I'll go ahead and I'll let you know about as soon as I can. Should be up around March or April. I think you guys will like it. It's going to be quite interesting. It's going to be all about the catching of fugitives. So that should be quite fun. I know I'm looking forward to doing it. But I'd like to thank everybody for listening. Please share us. Share the Facebook page. Let everybody know about us. The more listeners we have, the better it is. The more content I'll be able to bring to you. Don't forget, go to www.facebook.com/TalkShitTV Show. Leave your comments. Leave your suggestions for future shows. We'll be happy to talk shit about anything you need us to talk shit about, even if it comes to getting you on the phone here and talking shit with us live. I'd like to go ahead and set up the end of this week a little call-in and set it up to where you folks call in and we can talk shit live. So again, thank you. Have a good day, and welcome. I'm saying goodbye, and I'm saying welcome to you already. Till next time on Talk Shit.